Good morning, everyone. If I could only channel that voice for the next 15 minutes, I'd be in good shape. Welcome to the 2019 annual meeting of the Sequoia Project. It is great to see all of the old friends, all of the new friends, and so welcome. What a day we have in store today, what a week it's going to be. These annual meetings are a great time to look back and acknowledge and appreciate the accomplishments, but importantly, where are we now and where are we going, and what are some of the critical events that we have coming up. I hope a lot of you were able to join the eHealth Exchange session yesterday. A lot of great information and progress on that. A small group of us got together last evening to celebrate the 10th year anniversary of eHealth Exchange. February 28th, 2008 was when the first transaction went across the eHealth Exchange. And so we got some of the original pioneers together and shared stories, took a stroll down memory lane. And these pioneers, they have so many characteristics in common. But the one thing that stood out to me that cut across all the original pioneers is how we did not let the fact that we didn't know what we were doing ever stand in our way. We just kept moving forward. So let's go into a couple of things for today and some setup comments. It is a new era in health information exchange. We've laid a lot of foundations, sorted through a lot of issues, and what does the path look like as we contemplate the future? I thought this particular slide was relevant for the Sequoia Project and our sister initiatives with eHealth Exchange and Care Equality. Progress is made where policy meets practicality. And some groups perhaps really focus on the policy side of things, others will focus on the practicality. I think what's particularly unique about Sequoia Project is the ability to have an integrated approach that addresses both the practicality of the worlds that we live in, but also be well rooted in a strong policy and strategic framework. So looking at progress, I came across a couple of quotes that I also think were apropos for Sequoia and our work. One of them is, "If necessity is the mother of invention, discontent is the father of progress." And I like the word discontent, because we all know that there's a need for more ubiquitous, easy access to health information upon which clinical treatment decisions can be made, consumers can be engaged. But what particularly stands out to me about this group is the discontent of the status quo. It's like we have to move forward, and we're going to do what it takes to move the ball forward in this. And the other is from Henry Ford. It says, "Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress, working together is success." And so we've come together, we've worked together, and we're going to celebrate a lot of success and incur more successes in the future. So what I'd like to encourage you to do, by being here, you are engaged, you're part of the process, you're part of the solution, not part of the problem. But I'd like to encourage you to think about this particular point in time. And if you are on the sidelines, perhaps not fully committed to what Sequoia is all about, get in the game. Now would be a great time. There are more opportunities to engage, to talk through some really important strategic issues that are facing not just the organization, but your provider and payer organizations, wherever you might reside in your day job. And if you are already in the game, maybe double down, in whatever way makes most sense to you. It might be doubling down within your organization, or it might be participating in things that you'll hear about more today with Interoperability Matters, Information Blocking Work Groups, some other initiatives that we are kicking off. So if you're a member of Sequoia, a corporate member, you're aware that we're in the middle of an elections process. And so the way our bylaws are set up is that there are various categories that need to be filled, and there are minimum numbers in each of these categories, and there are maximum numbers in each of the categories. So we've had an open call for nominations, and that call for nominations closed this past week. And we have over 20 submissions received. There's a board nominating committee that's in place that is on the governing board. Please don't think that that's the only opportunity for engagement and leadership. So as you'll again hear, beginning out until early to mid-January. So we're going to have another meeting of the nominating committee on December 18th. So stay tuned for further attractions on. This is the group that has been supporting all of you, has been supporting Mary Ann. And I would just like to acknowledge, and I'm going to do this individually, sometimes it's a matter of standing up, but these folks all deserve your individual appreciation. There's Brian, where's Brian? Nancy, right here. David Borden, thank you. Hans and Peter. Matt Eisenberg, I believe is here, thank you, Matt. Jamie. Michael Hodgkins is dialed in remotely. David Horrocks, John Kansky, Stephen, thank you. Some Matthews guy, the other Matthews guy, Paul. Ryan, thank you, Ryan. Mickey, thank you, Mickey, and the other Paul Uhrig. And then we've had him. Thank you. And then we're very much supported by our government liaisons. Of course, government representatives on our private board are not allowed, so we get the next closest thing, and that's with government liaisons. So Jeffrey and Catherine and Stephen, I think Stephen's here, and Jude. So let's have a round of applause for them as well. Okay, once again, we need your leadership. My daughter, when she was in college, she went into a minor in leadership studies and wrote a paper actually on followership. What are the characteristics of good followership? It's an interesting concept. And what I do appreciate about this community is I think we have good leaders and we have good followers, and both of those are critical to success. So, without further ado, let's get on with our program today. And the first thing I'll do is introduce Mary Ann Yeager. You all know Mary Ann. It doesn't really need any introduction, but I'm going to introduce her anyway. One of the most important jobs of any board is performance evaluation of the CEO, right? And I will say Mary Ann makes performance evaluation the easiest job that the Sequoia board has to do. Without a doubt, we're just uniform in our belief that we have exactly the right leader for this very important organization. We're blessed to have her leadership over this work that we do. The work doesn't get any easier for her. It gets much more challenging in this new environment. So it's my privilege to have worked alongside Mary Ann for the past 10 years, and it's my privilege to introduce her to the group this morning. Mary Ann.